Hello, welcome to the Sticky Thoughts podcast. Here we talk about thoughts that stuck with us. We get curious, we get honest, and we try not to spiral, but no promises. We are your hosts. This is Kajal Singh.
And this is Smriti Kamath, and on this podcast, we are showing up not as psychologists but as friends who are also psychologists. So,
Yes.
Kajal, what is our topic for today?
This random thought came to me, pata hai, and we have actually not discussed this at all. We'll see how this turns out. But randomly on my way home from work, I had this thought. I saw a very pretty girl on the train. She was just very, say, pretty looking, and she had her hair set, and she was looking very professional, formal, but also it's a very sharp. I was like, wow, good, nice. Okay, I get to stand next to her. Oh, that came out a little creepy. But I was just really glad that I could say see a woman that gorgeous. And that made me think about the other instance when you pata hai, shared about seeing this very petite, good-looking woman. Do you remember? In the metro?
The
Yes.
clean girl aesthetic. There's this whole makeup trend which is called the clean girl aesthetic, where you do your makeup, but it kind of ends up looking really natural and your skin looks really glowy. And it's like this natural esque makeup, but it's makeup, so it's like, yeah. I found the prototype of that in a metro, and I was like trying not to look. I'm like, oh my god, her makeup looks so good. I want to look. But then she saw me looking, so I was like, shit. I'm probably seeming creepy right now. And then she sat next to me. I was like, okay, abhi to I can't look at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that thing, I started thinking about it, say more than I should have, I guess. She would have had to wake up so early in the morning, choose the proper fit, and then do her makeup, do her hair, choose the right shoe. It must take so much effort to build that wardrobe, have those collection of shoes, because the girl that I saw was wearing is a pointy shoes, which was wow. It's not amazing. It's not just happening to you. There is so much effort and work put into all of this. But because like you said, ki clean girl aesthetic is not just you having a shower. It's actually you're wearing that makeup which takes effort, time, and then you look so gorgeous and feel of course you get all the compliments and it's very nice and you look good, you feel good. But
You look effortlessly gorgeous, but it's not actually effortless. You're putting in a lot of effort for it.
yes, exactly. I was thinking about ki how I must be perceived by other people who see me in the train. So I am a full-time psychologist working with an NGO and I have to travel by train every day and I'm also a model. So I kind of know how much effort goes for that clean girl look. I don't look like a model at all when I'm on the
Sure,
train.
Kajal.
ठीक है जो भी in my head I don't look like a model. I look like a regular office going girl. I wear my kurta, I have a jhola bag and the heaviest.
Regular gorgeous girl. A regular gorgeous beautiful girl. हाँ, बोलो.
Okay. So I was just thinking about how must other people perceive me. And फिर मेरे दिमाग में आया कि they must think of me as a just like any other regular girl. And then I was thinking कि oh, should I also put that much effort going to work? Maybe that would be nice. It'll be better to look better. And पर फिर I started back calculating. Oh, I already wake up at around 6:15 so that I can get in a workout, have my breakfast before office, have a proper shower, etc. I do also now iron my own kurta. So that also takes about 5 minutes and then go to work. So I will have to wake up even earlier if I want to do a little bit more, if I want to do my hair a little bit better, vagera. Or if I want to look more better, then I would have to take a cab. Matlab, make changes in my life if I want to say feel better and look better, especially look better, so that I can get the compliment that I want or that I, want to give to these girls. And that got me thinking, oh, I actually now don't want to do any of this. I want to admire these girls from eyes of the men. I don't want to admire these girls and want to be more like them. I want to like them from a distance. So I had this realization all of the things that women are usually associated with the love, the caring, the selflessness, the beauty, and the sacrifice, being a family person, taking care of everybody, putting everybody else's needs ahead of herself, etc. Women are associated with all of these
Traits. Mm-hmm.
traits, qualities, and फिर क्योंकि I identify as a woman, I also want to have all the women qualities, but I don't want to be selfless all the time. I don't want to look that kind of beautiful all the time. Because it takes so much effort. And I don't want to do all of that. And it will be so nice to admire women from the men's perspective. Ki wahan pe they get to admire them and they get to say ki, oh, you're looking gorgeous, and then move on. But when I would admire a woman, I can see ki the effort it takes to look that good, the effort it takes to come that far with the family that you have. Just like how I think I talked about my mother developing a very, say, new friendship. She's about 55, and only very recently, I think a couple years back, that she developed this very warm friendship. And when I see it, I know that friendship and this move of her building this friendship and keeping it, maintaining it, took so much. The whole,
Mhm.
matlab, the whole 24 years that I have seen of her life and whatever that she's told me, I see all of it. And then I see this, and I'm really proud of her, but I'm also a little bit sad. Ki
Mm.
it had to be this way.
And yeah, you spoke about that in our episode about adult friendships. And you had mentioned ki how you hadn't seen her making friends for so long, but now you finally see her, which is like a beautiful thing that even so late she still made a friend. But that all her life she did not really have a friend like that. She was prioritizing other people.
Yeah. And it was not about her not taking that step to make a friend. It was because she never had that freaking time. We were not as comfortable as we are today until quite recently. A decade ago, it was not very comfortable for us. We had to say, think about all our expenditures. And fifth, that's why we did not have help. Till I was in fifth, sixth standard, we did not have any help at home. We were all 10 people together in one house. She used to do all the cooking, she used to do most of the cleaning, most of the maintenance. And then we were kids, we were just little kids. She has to take care of us, see that we are doing well, we are healthy, we are fed, we are cleaned. So when the fuck will she find the time to make friends, to have leisure time with? Of course, that's not gonna happen. And it's just so sad. And today, when I admire her, I feel a little ick, ki fuck, ki she did all of that for all of our comfort. And I see it. And I see ki today she's doing so much better. Today we have quite comfortable living. She gets so much time. She does yoga. She has friends. She goes out. She goes on trips. That makes me so happy. It also makes me sad. Ki it wasn't she doesn't know how to make friends. It doesn't like going out. She just could not. And then and this
Mm.
thought I want to admire women from a distance like a man would is just selfish. And I like it. I want to be selfish. I it's just so much nicer, right? You say ki, oh, you're so nice that you're going to take care of the kids for me. Yay! I get to go out have fun. You're so nice. I want to do that and move on. But no, I can't do that. That was a joke. But matlab, seriously, I don't want to do that. And I don't know what I want from this situation. I don't know what I want from the men. I don't know what I want from the women. I don't know what I want from myself. It's just when I had this thought ki I also want to admire women from a distance, it felt selfish, confusing, uncomfortable. But it's like ki, pata nahi, a bad thing. Bad
Mm.
thing with pata nahi, kuch to weird connotation. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Does it make any sense to
First,
you?
everything made sense.
Hmm.
And first of all, I don't think it's selfish at all because, I mean, coming from you, I know it's not selfish because I know you as a person. And I know that even though you might be saying, ki, yeah, I don't want to do that and all that, I know that you would want to do that. You just don't want to feel pressured to do it. You don't want to have to do it. You don't want to feel that obligation, which I don't think is a selfish thing for anybody to want. Because as a person, you are still a very giving, caring person, and you are still gonna want to do it anyways. But you just don't want it to be like this, okay, a role that I have to fill. Now this is something I have to do because I'm a woman. You just don't want that. I don't want to have to look this good to get by, but I want to. But at the same time, when you want distance from that, it's kind of like, I wish I didn't feel like I had to. Like, because of course, men can also do these things. They can. Like, some men put effort into grooming themselves and blah, 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 also. But I feel like there's still a bit more of a choice. I don't know if I can say this, but I don't know. It just feels like they actually can decide for themselves, and that is something that they can, up their level or up their game with or something.
Hmm.
But for women, it's just expected. Like men, if they're not doing anything, is still seen as like normal, you
Hmm.
know? And if they're doing something, putting in that effort, that extra effort, then they're seen as, oh, better. But with women, it's like that is the standard. And if you're not doing that, you are below. You are falling behind. You are not as selfless and sacrificing and admirable as these other women who are doing it and are totally maybe putting their health on the line for it, taking damage of their own doing that. But then
Hmm.
that is the standard.
Hmm. I also think ki between men and women, I want to keep talking about this, keep exploring this fact ki when I'm guessing from all the men that I've spoken to or met or know and have seen on media, it's when a man sees a woman who is beautiful, good looking, resourceful, if it's not even romantic, resourceful, then they would want maybe to be associated with them or have a friendship with them or be near them or matlab, because they are resourceful to take the resources, etc. And if I as a woman would see another woman, like I said earlier, I would want to be more like them instead of just be
Mm.
around them. If let's say if I see somebody close suffering, in a way, in a loop, they are having to do something that they don't want to do, but it is a sacrifice. And if I see that, I would think of ways I would act in the situation. But if a guy sees it, they think ki they will never be in the situation. They never think of being in their place. So if it's a friends group and there are three girls and four guys, and so there's this one girl who is super helpful. Matlab, this is very hypothetical and maybe an extreme example, but let's say ki there is this one girl who is very helpful, who is very resourceful, who's very smart. So she is very good with her organization skills and she keeps her notes ekdam intact. She's on top of things. I think as a girl, if I see her, I would develop feelings of wanting to be more like her, right? Because I admire her. I think she's great. I also would love to be good at organizing, and I also would like to have my notes properly, neatly maintained so that I can refer to them. That would be my thinking or my process. But I think if in the same group, the guys would think, oh, she's good at organizing, she's good at maintaining notes, let me take her notes or let me ask her to organize my notes. Mostly just take her notes.
Mm.
So when they
Mm.
use her resources instead of
Mm.
wanting to be more like her. Kyuki, oh,
Mm.
you're a girl, you are good at organizing, you are nerdy, you are good at maintaining notes. Yeah, that's your thing, the help me. But of
Mm.
course, I don't want to be more like you, Kyuki, duh. I don't have to.
Again, it's like I don't have to. I don't have to.
Freaking yes.
I am kind of thinking about if among the two of us, maybe we're not thinking about the perspective of there would be other girls who would look at this person who's very organized and also think that way. But it's also not really coming to me, although there might be some examples, but maybe there would be relatively fewer examples of that, is what I'm thinking.
What would you do if you were in the group?
I would be like, oh my God, wow, so nice. I would try to, I know that I would already be trying to be better
Organized.
at organizing,
Hmm.
and I would already be trying. I'm a Pinterest girly. I have been a Pinterest girly. I don't think I'm a very good Pinterest girly. I think I just look at people and then I take some ideas and I realize, oh my God, theirs looks so much better. I think I'm not doing such a great job. So I think I would still be trying to be better at organizing and all of that. So maybe I might look at this person and I might want to be like them, but I'll also just compare and feel bad about myself. Ki like, I am not able to be as good. Maybe my handwriting isn't that great. You know how when you write, your letters look the same no matter where you write them in the sentence. I feel like all of my life, I write one letter 5 times, they all look different. They're all written by different people. They have been written by different aspects of my personality. But I wouldn't relate to just taking her notes. But I feel like I am, as a benefit of the doubt, thinking about maybe people in the group, maybe women in the group who might want to just take. Although I can't think of that, like I feel like I want to add this perspective just to give the benefit of the doubt. Ki, like, there would also be girls who would do that. But honestly, when I think about it, I can't think of many. Maybe I can think like one or two people from school. But
Hmm.
mainly, I feel like the standard had been, even in school, for girls to be good at it. And again, that's the standard. And of course, not everybody's gonna be up to that standard or whatever, but that's just the norm which you're falling behind on or you're, trying to meet. But then that's not the norm for boys. Like for the boys, the norm would be that they're not organized with their notes and all of that. And if they are, then it's like a really big deal. Ki like, oh, iske notes अच्छे हैं. That again, the standard difference.
For some reason, no, for very selfish reasons, I don't want to be super inclusive in this episode. As in, I don't want to consider a lot of different perspectives here. I really want to understand or maybe just explore this perspective, this thing. Why do women see other women? They want to be more like her, or matlab they would compare themselves, and then men would see it and then they can chill from a distance and admire them from a distance. And why is that a comfortable thing for men, and why is this uncomfortable for me or for us women? I remember you are great at organizing stuff. You are the only
Oh,
person
me.
that you, Smriti, you
Okay.
you are the only person who had a highlighter in your bag. ठीक है?
That makes it sound like the bar is so low. I owned a highlighter.
You have highlighters, you have sticky notes.
Hmm.
You had, let's say, different color pens. You had a pouch that had space for all of this.
I had a pouch. I think that is where the sentence ends. You would throw a pen in your bag.
Yeah, but I also always wanted to be more like you.
And I wanted to be like our classmate who used to sit behind me and had more organizational things.
I thought you were going to say that you wanted to be more like me, but clearly not.
Not in the organizational sense about
Okay,
you
ठीक
being
है.
in the
Now
no,
the boat has
listen, no,
sailed.
listen, no, listen. You talking about you being in the train and looking at the woman, being like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, so caring, and all of that. That is me looking at you. I feel like you have inspired me a great deal to be more caring, be more nurturing, take care of other people better, and all of that. That I have majorly learned from you.
But Smriti, I don't want that. That is the whole
Okay.
point of this episode. I don't want that. I don't want to be caring. I
Yeah,
don't want
okay,
to be.
Kajal. I do not want to be anything like you.
I want to be stupid. I want to be grumpy. Where is the other sock of the pair? I can't keep it in place, so I will ask my mother for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I lied about wanting to be grumpy. I like what I am, but yeah, like you said, Kia, I don't like feeling obliged to be a certain way. Do you relate to this? Do you feel certain aims for us to reach, and these goals are set by not you, but somebody else, where you have to perform to it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, there are different standards. Like, I think the standard difference is the same. Here, we're only talking about women and men in this discussion. When it does come to men, obviously they can also do the same things they can, and but that is seen as like bonus points for them. Whereas for us, it's just the baseline. And if you're not meeting that, if you're failing, you're not being good enough. And I feel like personally for me, I think I just fail in a lot of them. I feel like I even had a phase where I completely rejected these standards altogether. And I feel like I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be this at all. What do you expect me to be? And I think at first it was like that for me. It felt like the rules applied to me. And when I was younger, maybe when I was in my teens, it did feel like I was trying to keep up. And, but I went through some tough times, and then it started to feel like all of these rules really impacted me like a really bad way. But it really felt like all of these rules that I felt that I was trying to stick by, trying to be a woman, it felt like they were really bad for me and they impacted me in a really bad way. And I feel like when I saw that and I saw how unequal the standard is, I think I even had a whole phase where I was like, you know what, I don't want to perform anymore. Because it also felt partly like I was performing. Sometimes it was me, but sometimes it felt like I was performing to fit this standard. So I think I had a whole phase where I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna not meet your expectations at all about what you think I should be. I'm just gonna be, I don't know, just normal, I guess. Maybe just be what normally comes to me, or I think sometimes I even went in more of an extreme opposite direction where I was like purposely trying to not meet the expectations about how I need to look or, what I need to wear and all of that. And I think that phase ended, and I feel like now I'm kind of in the middle. I think ever since my teens, I feel like I've never really met the standard. Maybe in my teens, I was really trying to, but I maybe still never felt like I could. And now I feel like I'm again in this area where I'm not saying, oh, screw the standards, I'm not going to meet them. I'm not saying that anymore. I'm still trying to be authentic and be myself. So I'm not rejecting things that I might want to do, but I think that it's expected out of me. So I purposely won't do it. So I'm not doing that anymore. But at the same time, I do still find myself feeling a little bit pressured to be more of these things, be more of what's expected out of me. So I feel like I'm not completely back where I started. It's not back to square one, obviously. Still carry all of it with me. But it still again feels like, it's a never ending hill. Like you are going up the hill and you're never gonna reach the peak, is how it feels. I don't think I'm even closely near the peak. So I don't think it's a struggle really for me because I think that I don't meet a lot of the rules and standards that I'm supposed to meet. And I don't think I'm nowhere close. So obviously, I feel like I have a lot to do or a lot more that I can do. But I feel like no matter where you are on this hill, I think the experience kind of feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like no matter where you are on this hill, it always feels like an uphill battle where you are just going on and there's always more that you can do and there's always more effort you can put in and it's almost never feels enough. Like there's always just more. There's always somebody else who's doing more. Like for example, even when you said you saw me in class and you thought that you want to be as organized as me, but then I was looking at the person sitting behind me and I was like, she's more organized than me and I'm not organized enough and I want to be more organized. And maybe she's looking at Pinterest and being like, I want to be more organized and I'm not organized enough. So it just feels like we're all comparing ourselves and being like, oh my God, we're not enough. We need to be more woman or whatever that's supposed to be.
I think I also went through this similar phase. When I was younger, I dress up like my sisters. I have two elder sisters, so I would say look up to them to for my fashion and everything. And I was looked at as the good child, somebody who listened and also who was say caring. Because I have a younger brother, and I would care for him because I like him. He's nice. But then I hit a phase जहाँ पे I did not want to be like other girls. Oh, I did not want to say long nails. I didn't want nail paints. I didn't want to lose hair. I did not want to wear any makeup whatsoever. I did not want to wear perfumes. I would not wear perfumes for the longest time because I did not want to smell good. Even if I'm stinking, I would not wear a deo because I wanted to, matlab, fight against the idea. But because I was so young, I had it all, say, messed up. And now, when I'm a little older, I am becoming more and more myself. And I think the conflicting thought is key. The standard norm, like you said, I as a person am very close to that norm. Whatever stupid norms and say rules are for girls and stupid expectations are from girls, I actually do stand up to those expectations. That is me. And it is very
Hmm.
conflicting for me because I don't want to stand up to your standards. But this is me. I like being a woman. I like my hair down. I like my hair long. I like long nails sometimes, and I like nail paints for sure. And I like talking softly. I like sometimes I like talking loudly also. Sometimes I like singing. Sometimes I like moving softly like this. I like it. I like all of it. Because I also don't want to stand up to those standards, so I want to do something differently. So I'm always just saying what I should be doing. I think right now I'm literally doing everything. I'm doing just everything and anything, whatever comes to mind. I'm also doing this and I'm also doing this sport. I'm also doing that. I'm also wearing this fit. Sometimes I'm wearing that fit. Sometimes I'm wearing my hair like this. Sometimes I feel like I want to cut all my hair. I'm confused. I think most of the times I'm not confused. But when I'm talking about this, when I'm talking about being a woman by the standards, I don't like it, but I like being a woman. I like my mother, I like my sisters, I like who they are, and they are all very different. I'm very close to my sisters, I'm very close to you. I like you, I like what you wear, I like how you wear your hair, I like how you wear your makeup. I like all my female friends. I like them. But I just don't like how we are talked about. maybe, or how we are seen, especially by men. Kyuki, I don't know. Kyuki, oh, I don't like men. But I also like men. It is confusing.
That does make sense.
Hmm.
Maybe it's the male gaze, which I think is not even limited to just men, honestly. I feel like it's not just men who are looking at women this way. I think it's also women looking through the male gaze at women this way, holding each other up to the same standards, judging other women when they are not meeting these standards and we think they should, and we think they are falling behind because, of course, we think that we are expected to meet these standards, so they should also be meeting these standards. So, yeah, the whole systemic thing.
Yeah, whole systemic thing. All of this is internalized because it's been happening for so long, since forever. So do you want
So, I guess on that note, we kind of come to the end of this episode. What do you think is the stickiest thought for you?
the stickiest thought for me is that being a woman, being a man, being non binary is all made up. All of it
Yes.
is made up. It's words, and we humans, and we've made things up. Ki, oh, being a woman means this, being a man means this, because all of us want to put everybody else in pigeonholes, ki blah blah blah, you're this, and so that it becomes predictable for some reason, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Not realization, I would say it's just coming in terms with the fact ki what they say when they mean being a woman does not need to mean that way for me, and I can make my own meaning of being a woman, even if it is very close to that or far away or extremely opposite. We do not need that comparison at all.
There is no being a woman. Like, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to meet a standard to be a woman. But I think that's how women are made to feel, that you need to be a certain way. But yeah, if you think you're a woman, you are.
That's
You
it.
think you are, you are. That's it.
Yeah.
Nope. No more standards.
Yes. So, what is your stickiest thoughts, Priti?
So I think the stickiest thought for me is when we were talking about the uphill battle to the peak being maybe the standards of being the woman, and almost a never ending point. You keep going up and you never reach the top. But I feel like my stickiest thought is actually the stickiest feeling, that brief feeling I got when, I mean, I acknowledge that I'm nowhere near the peak. And then you said that, you are pretty close to what that's supposed to be. And I feel like briefly I felt bad, even though it's fine. But it still felt like it's not fine. It felt like I was failing. Like I felt bad. Like I felt like I was not being what I'm supposed to be. I don't know. It feel like that brief sense of insecurity that I got, that, I'm not close to the standard. At least people expect me to be. And of course, even I want to be that, but like not in the sense of trying to meet the standard of being a woman, but per se the qualities that I like, like I wanna put more effort in how I look, and I wanna be more caring of a person. I wanna take care of people better. I wanna keep improving in that. So I wanna do that as good, valuable traits of a human being. But I feel like just when we were talking about the hill and how I'm not that close to the standard, I feel like it still made me feel bad. Like, when people see me, I'm not gonna be a good woman. So I don't know.
You are making sense, Smriti. This is the whole patriarchy and unreasonable, unachievable goal, whatever, in quotes, keys, these standards for women that we are supposed to achieve. It does end up making all of us feel like we're failing somewhere if we are not ikdam with our as a hiking stick on the way up. Even when now that we are grown adults, even when we both know ki we can be ourselves, and we are taking steps to find ourselves and be more like the person that we want to be, even this thought and or this talk about standards does make us feel ki we are failing somewhere, and it does the job of making us feel insecure. It's yucky, it's stupid, it should not be there no more. And I'm really grateful for all the humans that took effort into bringing that on the table, making us all think about it, talk about it. I'm really grateful for all of that. On a different note, I want to say ki I am so grateful to know you as a person that you are. I am so grateful that I got to spend so much time with you in proximity, and now we are close friends. And I'm really grateful to be a part of your life. I'm really grateful to share the screen with you, Smriti. Matlab, you're such a beautiful human being. It is mind blowing ki you can be say so many things. Matlab, you can find so many things in one person. It's just I love you.
Aw, thank you. I wish I was sharing the room with you. That sounds creepy. That sounds weird. That's not what I meant.
I don't
I
mind.
meant to,
I won't mind, girl. Okay.
okay. Change that to I wish I was sharing the city with you because right now
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
only share screen. We are long
Yeah.
distance besties, unfortunately.
Yeah. I hope that changes.
But I'm really grateful to know you as well, Kajal. You are amazing. I'm not as good as expressing my feelings, but you have been somebody that I look up to and really admire. The person you are, and like, all of your qualities. The way you take care of people, how you look, how you are, how you carry yourself, how you are in touch with your feelings, how you're not afraid to be vulnerable, how you would still try to talk about your feelings even if the other person is completely confused and does not know how to react at all because they don't know how to talk about their feelings, but you would make them, and that's great. You should.
Hmm. Okay.
On that note, let us know what your stickiest thought is from this episode in the comments. You can DM us on Instagram, you can send us an email, anything, all of that good stuff. And we hope you have a really nice weekend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Don't be shy. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. And caring is a good quality to have in everybody.
Yes, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Tada. Bye bye. Lots of love.
Bye bye.